All I had to do surveillance on this guy one time, but nobody could find him, right? Some people that we legitimately have to search for. And a lot of times that means knocking on doors. This is where your social skills come in handy. Except we have to do it in a way that seems like innocent enough. Someone would be willing to give us their information. So I decide I'm gonna start knocking on the door, start talking to neighbors to see if give me any information. This section of my video cut out the sound. Anyways, I went to the different addresses and a lot of people were like, no, I have no idea who you're talking about. But there was one person who said, oh, that guy used to live here. He moved out like a year ago. I think he moved over to this part of town, and he gave me the information. So I followed that lead into another lead into another lead. So it leads me to one of these addresses that's on the information that I found, but it's really, really old. And I knock on the door and I introduce myself with my alias, of course. And I say, is there a Mike Smith that lives here? And she says, yeah. Why? Who are you? And of course, she looked at me like stranger danger. And I said, I was adopted and I'm looking for my biological dad. I just had a baby of my own and I just want him to know his family. Here I am trying to appeal to this lady, to another woman's sensitivity. She's looking at me like I got 72 heads. Starts getting mad at me. This woman was little petite thing. She's 5 feet tall. She's got long blonde, really pretty hair. So at first I wasn't scared, but then I started getting scared. We're not gonna find that here. You are barking up the wrong tree. And I'm like, oh boy, it's not gonna be good. But I'm already committed. And this address was one of my dudes. And she already spilled the beans that he lives there. So I'm gonna go ahead and see it through. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit scared to death of this tiny woman. I was trying to be real sweet. I didn't know why she got mad all of a sudden. I just made up the whole thing about being adopted. But now I wonder if I made her think that this fella had another baby. Anyways, I can't put this story back in the box. I'm too invested. I done opened this can of worms. I done took the jack out of the box. Anywho, so I'm his name is just so common. So it's probably not even the same guy. It's fine. Well, by this time, I'm satisfied that my guy lives here, right? So now I can just go mind his business from afar. No big deal. Well, then she changes her tone. She says, honey, look, I just don't think Mike is your daddy. All right, fair enough, I guess. I pretty much got what I needed, so it's fine. So she says, hang on one second. And she screams through the house, Michael! Okay, this lady gets stuff done. She is so little with that big old voice. I like it. Anyway, so this fella comes to the door. And then I kind of understood why she said, listen, he ain't your daddy. So this woman, who I now can identify as his wife, says this girl's looking for her biological dad. She's adopted. And this dude was a 7 foot tall, gorgeous, this really handsome African-American man with this bald head and these piercing eyes and this strong jaw. He's like, I'm not your daddy. And in my head, I'm thinking, you don't know that. Ain't you ever seen Maury? You can't just be out here all willy-nilly assuming. Really sorry to bother you. Thank you so much for your time. Well, then the wife, she kind of lets her guard down a little bit. And she's like, look, I feel really bad. I'm so sorry. But there was a question about paternity with Mike's ex-wife. I'm, of course, great. What are the freaking chances? And so she's like, I thought this was some BS his ex was pulling, yada, yada. So anyways, now I'm confused. Now, I don't know if this is my guy or not, and here's why. Because on the information that the client had given to me, it says he is a white male. And this fellow was not white in the least. His wife was white, but he wasn't. So anyways, I excused myself from that conversation, go back to my car, and I start digging in. I need this confusion to end immediately. What I found was that this is a car accident claim. The husband and wife, a white female, were claimants and both claiming injuries. And they just happened to put her info first. So I think it was just a typo. If I knew it was a black male, I probably wouldn't have told the same story. But what are the chances that it happened to work out that his ex-baby mama or his ex-wife or whoever also had a paternity situation with him? But kind of worked out in my favor. Anywho, I ended up finding another address for him in another state. I found a college basketball picture of him and a driver's license photo. So now I've confirmed it's my guy. I've confirmed it's the wife. We didn't even know she was a target of this investigation. Now I know he lives there. I got video of both of them doing all the things that they say they can't do. They wanted millions. Ended up doing surveillance over a 3-week period. They ended up losing their lawsuit. And I think I heard the attorney even got in trouble somehow, but that's not, I don't know that to be fact. Anyways, you poke the bear, you get the horns.